quite an uphill struggle, but I found enough people, more than enough, nearly 80 people, and whose lives are shrouded in mystery, and they've climbed the greasy pole. They want to be famous, they want to be influential, they want to be powerful, and they want to hide.
They say royals don't bleed. But what if they burned? That's the haunting whisper circling through Buckingham Palace right now. And right in the middle of this raging firestorm stands Prince Harry, barefoot, red-faced, on the brink of exploding. This isn't just another scandal in the endless royal rumor mill. This is personal. This is dangerous. Because Tom Bower, Britain's most feared biographer, has yanked the pin out of a grenade and hurled it straight at the Sussex brand. The explosion already tearing through everything they've built.
When he said that he had the Queen's support, I think they played a blinder. And it was quite outrageous.
Let's rewind a little. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have spent years crafting their public image like a fortress. Perfectly polished portraits, flawless lighting, carefully rehearsed glimpses of family life, and above all, mystery, especially around their children, Archie and Lilibet. Hidden behind a velvet curtain of privacy, the children have rarely been seen, never scrutinized, their lives sealed from public gaze. That's no coincidence. Harry has guarded them like a lion with sharpened claws. Say their names in the wrong tone and you'll see his lawyers pounce faster than the palace pushes out a press statement. But Tom Bower? He's not just anyone.
Their toddler last Friday in a small and intimate ceremony at their home.
This is the man who stares down prime ministers, oligarchs, and billionaires without blinking. And now, he's slicing right through Harry and Meghan's glossy PR spin like a scalpel. He's making a chilling claim about Lilibet's royal story, her birth, her christening, even her place in the bloodline. This isn't idle gossip whispered in the shadows. Bower spelled it out on national television with the confidence of someone holding receipts. According to him, the timelines don't add up. The documents, he says, are murky. Critical palace officials never signed off on the traditional rights that secure a royal child's claim. Even more shocking, he hinted King Charles himself quietly ordered a private legal review into Lilibet's birth records. Think about it. When the king brings in lawyers, you know it's deadly serious. Inside Montecito, the revelation hit like a missile strike. Within hours, Harry was pacing the halls, slamming doors, shouting so loudly Archie burst into tears in the next room. Meghan, the strategist, scrambled to seize the narrative. But even she couldn't contain the panic rising inside.
At the time, Archie Mountbatten Windsor was born May 6, 2019. And this was surrounded by controversy, largely to the unconventional decisions Prince Harry and Meghan.
She knew this wasn't another tabloid headline. This was existential, because if the public begins doubting whether Lilibet is truly royal, the Sussex brand doesn't just take a hit, it collapses. The truth is, Harry and Meghan don't just trade in celebrity, they trade in legacy. Every single deal with Netflix, Spotify, and publishers was built on the idea that they are the other royal family. The rebels, the outcasts, the couple who stole the crown's sparkle and repackaged it for Hollywood. But if Lilibet's legitimacy falls under suspicion, that sparkle disappears instantly. Every contract, every docu-series, every glossy bestseller suddenly looks less like fact and more like fiction draped in royal robes. And Bower, he's not even close to done. He's teasing a new book, one allegedly stacked with documents, insider testimonies, and what he boldly calls the definitive truth about the Sussex children. That phrase alone, sources say, made Meghan slam her laptop shut during a Zoom call, because she knows this isn't idle chatter. This is a calculated strike, and unlike a blogger tossing darts, Tom Bower never misses. Meanwhile, Buckingham Palace has gone stone silent. No denials, no clarifications, nothing. And that silence? It's the loudest message of all. Harry knows it too. When the palace says nothing, it isn't by mistake. It's strategy, and it's driving him to the brink. This is playing out in real time, and Harry knows what that means. He's not just losing control of the narrative, he's losing the illusion of safety. Inside Montecito, panic has turned surgical. Meghan's team is in overdrive, flooding the internet with distraction campaigns, carefully packaged charity updates, sweet motherhood stories, lifestyle rebrands, anything to bury Bower's claims under a sea of flowers. But this kind of damage control only works if the flames run out of fuel. And Bower, he's just pouring on more. And Bower isn't just fueling this fire, he's unleashing it with brutal timing. Just as Meghan was pitching shiny new Netflix concepts, teasing her glossy post-royal identity, the storm ripped through everything. And this isn't just messy, it's radioactive. Executives are already retreating. 2 development meetings postponed indefinitely. An insider at a streaming giant reportedly branded the Sussexes as high-risk talent with low trust. In Hollywood, that's code for not worth the headache. For Meghan, who's built her identity on polished deals and perfect optics, it's a crushing blow. But for Harry, the money isn't what's tormenting him. He's consumed with one thing: legacy. And now, rage. Sources close to the couple say he's fixated on stopping Tom Bauer, not debating him, not disproving him, but destroying him. He's already consulted top lawyers in both the UK and the US. The one question haunting him, can we sue before the book comes out? But the answer hasn't been what Harry wants to hear, because Tom Bauer doesn't just sling gossip. He builds legal fortresses around every word he prints. Every line is triple-sourced, documented, and lawyered to the hilt. Suing him, it's like throwing bare fists against a brick wall. And worse, if Harry tries and fails, it won't just hurt him. It will validate every single one of Bauer's claims. That's the trap. Fight and risk total exposure. Stay silent and look guilty. Either way, the Sussexes lose. And Meghan? She has no taste for losing gambles. Insiders whisper she's furious that Harry brushed off the early whispers about Bauer's investigation. She wanted to crush it at the root, threaten lawsuits, scare publishers, block the book before it grew legs. But Harry hesitated, clinging to the fantasy that Buckingham Palace would swoop in and shield them. Now even Harry sees that help isn't coming, because behind the palace gates, another storm is forming. Charles and William aren't scrambling, they're plotting. Palace insiders claim they've launched a quiet strategy known as Ghost Protocol, a complete media blackout. No comments, no denials, no whispers, just silence. And it's deliberate. Let Harry flail, let the press feast. The less the palace says, the more out of control Harry appears. And behind that icy silence, aides are reportedly preparing for the unthinkable. Contingency statements, airtight legal frameworks, even whispers of tweaks to the line of succession if the scandal goes nuclear. No one wants to erase a child from royal history. But survival in the monarchy has always required sacrifices. While the royal machine grinds behind velvet curtains, public opinion is shifting at lightning speed. For the first time, that familiar wave of online sympathy for Harry and Meghan isn't rising. Instead, doubt and suspicion are spreading. People are remembering contradictions from past interviews. Oprah claims that never lined up. Netflix narratives that seemed too polished. Baby photos cropped in strange ways, sparking quiet suspicion. Now, with Bauer's accusations hanging like storm clouds, the whispers are multiplying. And that's what's tearing Harry apart. Not just the claims, but the silence surrounding them. Harry is used to noise, outrage, controversy, headlines that spark a fight. But this void, this eerie quiet, it's worse. Because in that silence, he hears the one thing he cannot battle. Doubt. Not shouted, not screamed, just whispered. And those whispers are spreading. Inside Montecito, every phone call feels like a lifeline. Meghan's team is scrambling, firing off frantic pitches to magazines, desperate for soft focus profiles before Bauer's book detonates. Harry, meanwhile, is spiraling. Insiders say he's demanded total silence from staff, forcing them to sign new NDAs, despite already being bound by them. Security has been doubled. Even longtime caretakers have had their access to the children restricted. This isn't privacy anymore, it's full lockdown. And the foundation is cracking. Meghan's inner circle is split. Some advisors insist the best move is to vanish. Go quiet, let the storm burn itself out. Others argue for offense, leak personal anecdotes, release family photos, even publish medical records if necessary. But Meghan knows the oldest PR rule. The second you try to disprove a rumor, you feed it more power. And this one, it isn't fading. It's gathering speed like a landslide. Tom Bauer, in his trademark chilling silence, hasn't uttered a single word since dropping his teaser. And yet, that silence is doing more damage than any PR blitz could dream of. Tabloids are stuffed with speculation. Morning shows are buzzing with heated debates about royal legitimacy laws. Even serious journalists are digging through dusty archives, birth records, old announcements, questionable timelines. Bauer hasn't just stirred the pot. He's tilted the entire media landscape forward, forcing everyone to lean in. In London, the palace remains stone still. William hasn't cancelled a single event. Charles stays focused on state matters. But behind closed doors, the gears are grinding. Crisis meetings, legal advisors, courtiers flipping through centuries-old constitutional handbooks asking terrifying questions. What happens if a royal child once recognized is suddenly not? It may sound medieval, but this is monarchy. And in monarchy, bloodlines are everything. And that's what makes this strike feel so deliberate. Insiders are convinced Tom Bauer timed this perfectly. His strike wasn't random. It was surgical. It wasn't random.